everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Requested Review Show, the review show where you tell me what you want to see me review. And today we have two requests coming in from Dan Brown and Keldy Persons. Actually, that's not right. Reverse those. There we go. Okay, we have a request coming in from the two of them, and they want to see me review Steven Universe. Now, I watched Steven Universe when it was first going on, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was a fun, quirky, upbeat show. Really good for kids. I haven't watched any of it since then, but I'm sure it still all holds up and is exactly the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and binge watch every single other episode. What the hell happened to this freaking show? When did all the drama bombs start dropping? Wasn't this just a show about a kid with a cheeseburger backpack?
That's what the people of this world believe in. Garnet, amethyst, and pearl.
And Aaron! Yes! Hi everyone! Welcome to another show! That escalated quickly. Today we're talking about Steven Universe, and I've never actually reviewed a television series before, at least not an ongoing one. So that's a little bit odd because I don't know what I should review and what I shouldn't review, like what part of the series I should be talking about. So I'm just going to pretty much talk about everything that has come out so far, and I'm going to try and not spoil anything for anybody, but I am talking about 2 years worth of a television series here. So if you don't want anything spoiled, I recommend that you take this time to pause the video and go and catch up on all of it. There are plenty of places out there, like the Cartoon Network website itself, where you can actually watch the series and watch it all legally with all the profits going to the creators. So go ahead, take this time to do that now. 72 hours later. Welcome back! Wasn't that nuts? So this series starts off with Steven, and he is a member of this group called the Crystal Gems. And at first it's not fully explained what they are. It's very clear that they're not humans, but they're kind of like Sailor Scouts in a way. They have these gems, they each are representations of these gems, they can pull out weapons from them, and as the series goes on, we learn more and more about them. We learn that they are actually from space, that they don't age like us, that they basically are next to immortal. They can heal back from almost any wound, they can basically change their shape when they do, and also they can perform fusions. And I'd be lying if I said that the fusions didn't somewhat remind me of the fusions in Dragon Ball Z. I mean, you do have to do a dance to perform the fusions in both of them. But in this one, it's a lot cooler, I gotta be honest with you, because their new forms are completely new entities. They are completely new life forms. They even have different voice actresses come in to record the voices of these new characters, and they take on the properties of each of them. They get new powers. It's really cool what they do with that. I love the design of these fusions. I love the designs of pretty much all of the Crystal Gems. This show has some of the best designed characters that I have seen of anything on television right now. Every single character is unique and individual and 100% different from every other character in the show, but at the same time, they all remain iconic. One of the old sayings when it comes to animation is that when designing a character, you look at the silhouettes. If you just saw a silhouette of these characters, would you know it was them? And absolutely, yeah, these characters, they are complex in their designs, but at the same time, anybody could recognize them and anybody could recreate them. So to all you cosplayers out there, I think you owe this show a thank you. But learning the backstory of the Crystal Gems isn't all that develops throughout the series, because as the series goes along, everything gets way more emotional. In a weird way, this is a children's show that in itself is a metaphor for growing up. Because in the beginning, hey, everything's fun, everything's upbeat, yay! And then all of a sudden, just drama bomb after drama bomb after drama bomb starts dropping, and yeah, everything ain't fun no more. And I will leave out a lot of the big spoilery drama bombs, but I will say that very few of them are actually like science fiction-y based. Most of them are real life based. They're not all like, oh, well, we come from this faraway planet where this is happening. Bum, bum, bum. I'm about to fall. Oh God. No, most of the drama that goes on in this series, it's real life stuff. It's, well, I have feelings for this character. Or, well, I had feelings for this character, but they're no longer with us. Or, well, my parents don't get along. I don't get along with my parent. I don't know how to deal with this weird relationship that I'm in. What is this person's identity? I don't know. Just experience it. It is stuff that I've never seen a children's cartoon tackle, and a lot of people are going to come in and say, well, it's not a children's cartoon because it is so serious and it does deal with all these issues. Guys, kids deal with these issues too, and it's important that they finally have a series out there with a young protagonist who is facing these issues and is working through them in very relatable, understandable terms that everyone can get. In fact, most kids shows do deal with important issues that kids should know about and kids should be taught. It's just that, you know, most of the ones that we grew up with were don't talk to strangers, look both ways when crossing the street, don't take candy that isn't yours. But you know something? G.I. Joe and Thundercats already had that covered. It is time that kids shows progress to the point where they can deal with more complex issues that kids are going through and do need some help with. And if they could deal with them in a more mature way than, I don't know, Sonic did, then that'd be great.
There's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good.
Yeah, thanks Sonic, but this is a little bit more serious than what you're used to dealing with. We'll call you if we need some animals free from robots. Alright, we're good on our own. We're good. So yes, I do consider Steven Universe to be a kid's show. However, that is not to say that you, as an adult, cannot come in and enjoy a kid's show. I mean, have you seen the rest of my channel? It's nothing but comic books, video games, cartoons, and other things that people for generations said adults should not enjoy. There are tons of kid shows out there right now that are amazing and adults can fully enjoy on the same level as those kids and even take their own personal life experiences and put meaning behind them that the kids themselves won't understand. That's in fact nothing new when it comes to cartoons. Do you remember those old Looney Tunes cartoons? No kid got all the jokes in that. In fact, some of the best kids shows out there do have tons of stuff that the adults will enjoy that the kids won't get. And also, we constantly think that kids shows mean, oh, it's dumbed down. Kids are smarter than you think, alright? Kids can understand the difference between a flat character and a three-dimensional character. And this show has such three-dimensional characters. Wow, there were so many characters on this show that I thought were, whatever. They're just basically flat. No, they ain't. Seriously, every single character in this show is so three-dimensional. Even the background characters who I thought were there for one gag are starting to get dimensions to them. Although I will say that's a small complaint of mine because I love seeing the dimensions to the main characters. However, I don't need more dimensions to Onion. Onion's good with just being the weird kid. I don't need more to him. Please tell me there isn't like a massive Onion fan base out there who is now going to come in and hate on my show. I really don't need that right now. But I thought Amethyst was just a jokey, roughhousing character who loved to eat things, but then you start seeing her personal life outside of the gyms, and wow, they got deep with that. And Garnet, I thought Garnet was going to be the last one to get some dimensions because she was the most stoic and professional of them all. And in every single kids show that I watched when I was growing up, there was always that one character who was like that, and they were meant to never have dimensions. They were kind of meant to be the boss. They were almost separate from the rest of the team. She literally has dimensions. She literally has different parts to her. Was that too spoilery? Did I just... Oh god, hold on. She literally has... There we go, I think that saved it. And Pearl, wow. They gave her one of the most complex relationships with... can't spoil it. But let's just say, they give her a relationship that's like, wow, this really affected you. This was really personal. It meant a lot to your character, gave you a ton of dimensions. And it's not easy to deal with. It is one of those things where she can't just go, oh, okay, I understand. I'm all good now. No, she's got a lot she has to deal with. I am glad that this show is showing all the things that she has to deal with. However, I will say that a lot of people out there have complained that it has made her kind of a one-dimensional character because she has kind of gone to extreme measures to have to deal with this. I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with that because, like I said, it's showing this in a realistic light. People who have suffered what she has suffered through, they will probably go through some extreme measures. But I will say that whenever it shows her dealing with it, it's kind of over the course of a chunk of episodes, and then it's not mentioned again, and then all of a sudden it'll come back for another chunk. I would rather they just spread it out a little bit more. Although I will say there was one episode where she was teaching Connie some sword fighting lessons, and some of the lessons she started teaching her towards the end, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that. So maybe I can see where you guys are coming from, but at the same time, I am glad that it is showing her dealing with these issues and how it does affect her. So yes, to sum up, long, interesting story that has been building over every single episode. Awesome. Great, imaginative world. Awesome. character designs that are unique and interesting and new, awesome. Characters that have deep personal backstories and are all three-dimensional, awesome. The only thing in this show that I don't really like is the comedy. Now hold on. Everybody calm down now. First off, let me just say that humor is subjective. Everybody reacts to humor differently, and what is funny to you is not necessarily funny to someone else, and that does not mean it is bad. It just means it's not really your thing. And yeah, the humor in this, it is really upbeat and quirky, and that's not always my cup of tea. Sometimes I can enjoy it, but it's not always my thing. But the reason why I don't really enjoy the comedy in this show is that sometimes they land a great joke. Sometimes the jokes are wonderful. But a lot of the times, they will just do really weird, quirky stuff, and it will come in the middle of all this drama, like when we've been building up some momentum and building up some speed, and then we'll come in and be like, yeah, that's nice. We don't really need you right now. Like, after we find out what the gems are, and we meet some of the new ones, and we see the deep backstories behind all these characters, I don't really care if Steven is raising a family of watermelons. I just don't care about that. Although I will say, knowing this show, Watermelon Steven could show up at the very end and save the day for all of them in the final episode, and I would not be surprised. I'd be a little bit surprised. But yeah, I'm going to give this show an A- because yes, the humor occasionally slows it down for me, but that is just me. I understand a lot of other people love this humor, so I'm not going to take any of that away from you guys just because it's not my thing. But even if the humor isn't my thing, holy cow, everything else on this show is on point. It is excellent. So, congratulations to this show for being such a huge success, and congratulations to Cartoon Network for finally having the balls to go, no, we're going to progress all of entertainment for it. This show is more progressive than the vast majority of adult television out there. In fact, if I was one of the executives at one of these major television industries, the moment that I saw Steven Universe and how good it was, I would turn to all those scripts and all those focus groups that told us, yeah, don't do anything like this, and I would be ashamed of myself for listening to them. So congratulations to Steven Universe, to Cartoon Network, and to the show's creator, Rebecca Sugar, whose name sounds like a superhero, doesn't it? Is it just me? That seriously sounds like the secret identity for like a DC Comics character. Am I the only one? So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Requested Review Show, and remember, this is the Requested Review Show, meaning I can't review anything unless y'all request it, so go ahead and request something down in the comments below. It can be anything from the world of geekery, whether it be movies, televisions, comic books, video games, anything like that. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see me review. Don't want to leave anything in the comments? Want to contact me somehow else? Well, you can also leave a request on Twitter and Tumblr. There's my address, @ProfessorThorgy. And once you have requested something, well, if you want to see me review it, you gotta hit subscribe right there. You gotta be watching the channel. And make sure that you share this video, if you like it, with everyone you know and all over the internet, because we are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of October. And we are just that far off from where we should be right now, so any kind of a bump would be great. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to see some other episodes from me, go ahead, click them right here. Here's 2 of my previous reviews. What should we put up there? We'll go with Ant-Man and what the heck, the last episode I did, Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, I shouldn't make these decisions at the very last moment when I'm doing these episodes. I'm sure it'll all work out. Bye everyone.